Alcohol is frequently used to self-medicate to reduce life's difficulties, as illustrated by certain celebrities. Welcome back to yet another video on the channel. Both terrible and fascinating is how honest they are about their problems. When celebrities come out about their challenges, you may find some inspiration. Here is a list of the top 10 celebrities who have given up drinking. Number 10. David Hasselhoff. David Hasselhoff has become famous because of his part on Baywatch for being an alcoholic. The Hasselhoff home video made the rounds in 2007 and gained media attention on numerous news programs and the internet. As a result, he had to seek therapy for his addiction, resulting in him losing visiting rights with his daughters. He disclosed to the Mirror in 2015 that he was homosexual. "It is my job to put in the time and effort to do my best and to look at each day as a new beginning. However, alcohol can cause death." The scariest scenario involved entering a meeting and thinking, "Where is Steve?" only to hear the business owners or executives tell you that Steve died the previous night. You've just met him. It's a terrifying, potentially dangerous problem that needs to be dealt with. Indeed, while Hasselhoff has embraced his problems with alcohol, he has also resolved to make lifestyle changes, such as eating healthier and getting more exercise. Number 9. Lindsay Lohan. Similar to other child actors, she has battled an addiction to alcohol and drugs. To keep sober, Lindsay Lohan has undergone one previous rehab stint, which ended in 2011. Following a court order, she was obliged to wear an alcohol-detecting bracelet to control her drinking. During the episode of her reality program that aired in 2014, Lohan suffered a public relapse on national television, illustrating just how difficult beating alcohol addiction is. She has also been forthcoming about additional perils of alcohol consumption, such as liver disease. In an interview with Oprah Winfrey in 2013, Lohan admitted that she was only using booze as a gateway to other addictions, such as drugs. "I tried cocaine with beer, and it was horrible." Number 8. Mel Gibson. In a very public and emotional manner, Mel Gibson has confessed to struggling with alcoholism for all of his adult life. He was arrested in 2009 for DWI. This 2006 arrest, due to alleged drunk driving, was undertaken by an officer who purportedly used anti-Semitic language. In the past, Gibson has received professional aid and has sought treatment for his alcohol addiction by checking himself into rehab. It has recently been revealed that Gibson described the unpleasant reality that comes with contemplating a decision to give up booze. According to They Say, there are only 3 options: going nuts, dying, or quitting. Number 7. Betty Ford. The wife of former President Gerald Ford, who later founded the Betty Ford Center, struggled for alcoholism and the use of painkillers. Her openness regarding her addiction in the 1970s helped raise public awareness. To overcome her substance and alcohol abuse, she developed the Betty Ford Center, which serves others in recovery. Ford's most lasting contribution was the honesty with which she conveyed the idea of drunkenness in the American mindset. Anyone can become addicted to alcohol. In other words, how could I be drunk if I didn't finish a bottle? I behaved respectfully, and I never disheveled. To sum up, alcoholics do not exhibit any of the signs and symptoms usually associated with their disease. You're no better off if you are the first lady in the United States, even if you don't drink. Number 6. Robin Williams. Soon after beginning his career, the famous comedian did a lot of drugs, especially cocaine and alcohol. When his buddy and fellow comic John Belushi died of a cocaine and heroin overdose in 1982, however, he quit. He went on to have struggled with alcohol for the rest of his life until he died in 2014. He acknowledged the difficulties on stage as well. Despite noting that alcohol consumption was completely divorced from reason, Williams stated in a 2006 interview with Diane Sawyer, "It's a disease, not caused by anything, it's just there. It lies in wait. It awaits your thoughts. It's okay now, I'm fine." Then after that, it was no longer acceptable. And then you come to the realization, where am I? I thought I was in Cleveland, but I was mistaken. Unfortunately, Williams passed away in 2014. It was claimed just before his death that he had entered rehab once more. Number 5. My all-time favorite, Stephen King. In his youth, Stephen King, the world-famous author of the best-selling horror novel It, suffered from alcohol and drug abuse. Forcing King to face the repercussions of his behavior, his family and friends placed evidence of his addictions in front of him. Throughout the 1980s, King had asked for aid, refrained from all narcotics and alcohol, and followed a very healthy diet. King talked about his prior drinking in a 2013 interview with The Guardian, and he is not ashamed of it anymore. The promises is something that is commonly read at AA meetings. Those words ring true. We shall discover new freedom and new enjoyment, and these things have already come to pass for me in my life. Those lines also indicate we shall not look back with regret or try to close the door on the past. I also want to ensure that the door is open to the past. As far as my past is concerned, I've always been open and honest. How do I feel about myself? It's true, indeed. It's true, I believe. I regret having to do this. It's hard for King to pretend that he hasn't had his struggles with alcohol because of how ashamed he is of having had those troubles in the past. In addition, he feels that people shouldn't hide their gifts. With the help of his family, he was able to keep his recovery even though he had an addiction. Number 4. Billy Joel. Billy Joel, a well-known pop and rock artist, has claimed to have struggled with alcohol dependency in his adult life. His alcohol use appears to have negatively impacted his personal and professional life. Not only did Elton John, another singer who was regularly on tour with Joel, appeal with Joel to seek alcoholism treatment, but so did Tariq Ali, a journalist and political activist. Joel agreed. This was taken from a story in the music magazine Rolling Stone, in which John was cited as saying that Joel should seek treatment for his alcoholism because it is affecting his life and his career. I can't explain why I drank so much, says Joel in a New York Times Magazine interview in 2013. I'm not part of a AA, and I don't follow the 12-step treatment. I would often get carried away, yet it didn't happen all the time. It happened during specific moments, like when a divorce occurs. In Joel's experience, regardless of how erratic the drinking was, binge drinking can always be found. Number 3. Carrie Fisher. The world knew her best for speaking about her illness and addictions, as well as her performance as Princess Leia in the Star Wars films. Alcohol was also in this group. In 2008, her autobiographical novel, Wishful Drinking, was published and has since become popular. She tells in the book that she is likely to be over the course of a day and a lifetime, and describes happiness as one of the many things she is likely to be. I'm still of the opinion that people who assume they will always be happy and have a compulsion to avoid discomfort are often setting themselves up for addiction and many other misfortunes. Drinking can make the problem worse, in Fisher's characteristic, humorous approach. As a result of a heart attack, Fisher passed away in December 2016. A probable relapse may have been a contributing factor in the occurrence. Her fans have not ceased mourning since the death of the beautiful actress. Number 2. Daniel Radcliffe. Daniel Radcliffe, although he portrayed Harry as a virtuous and noble character, for Daniel Radcliffe, real-life adversities took their toll. For example, he became addicted to alcohol. Radcliffe had said in a 2012 interview in Shortlist magazine that he was convinced that drinking was bad for my health and damaged my social life, and that at age 20, he had become a hermit. He not only revealed that he used to drink before filming, but also shared that he shared personal information with co-star Gary Oldman, who was also an alcoholic. Radcliffe admits that it's difficult to maintain sobriety at parties where there is a drink, even though he is sober. He's learned that he had to seek sobriety for himself. During the same interview, he revealed, "I tried to stop myself. Stopping has revealed a brand new world of happiness to me that I never knew was attainable. This teaches us all something important." Number 1. Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper is renowned for his humorous performances in films. He, like many others, has had his ups and downs in life. He has been sobering for over a decade since he recovered from alcoholism. "I couldn't have afforded access to myself or others, let alone have been able to take in others, if I hadn't transformed my life. If I didn't have the relationships that I have, I would never have been able to have them. I wouldn't have been able to take care of my father as well as I did while he was sick if I hadn't done so already." There are so many things. Alcohol not only affects you, but also the people around you. What are the treatment alternatives for alcoholism? How does alcohol affect one's career? What are the phases of alcoholism? How can one abstain from alcohol? Mention all of these in the comment section down below. When alcohol intake becomes abusive, it is necessary to seek therapy. That's all for today. Thanks for watching.